Good morning, everyone. Come on down, find your seats. So grateful to see you all. Welcome everyone, those watching on Zoom or otherwise. Welcome to the love and light that is Unity of Lawrence. I'm always grateful to see such a wonderful crowd, see all your smiling faces. In Unity, we begin everything with prayer. Let's take a centering breath and open to the divine in all of us and listen to this prayer. On this day, we dedicate our hearts to peace on earth. We appreciate everyone's spiritual journey and the abundant blessings bestowed upon us. In unity with all who seek to express freedom, joy, and transformation, we welcome our divine inheritance as creators. In harmony with this truth, we live to the best of our ability with a peaceful mind, a peaceful heart, and a peaceful spirit. And so it is. Amen. Our prayer chaplains are trained to hold sacred space and pray one-on-one. If there is anything in your heart to be held in prayer, we invite you to see a chaplain after today's service at the front of the sanctuary. Our chaplains today are Diane and Gail. Our chaplains will also pray for you during the week. Just fill out a purple prayer request slip and place it in the wooden box outside the office. Chaplains can also visit you in times of need. Just let the office know and they will contact the chaplains. All prayers are confidential. And now please stand as you're able and join Holly in singing, "In Beauty May I Walk."
In beauty may I walk all day long. May I walk through the seasons. May I walk. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace. May I walk. We're gonna have a lot of opportunities to say hello at the potluck tonight, so just greet your neighbor real quick. May I walk, 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 may I walk in peace, may I walk in peace, in joy. May I walk walk in peace. May I walk in peace. In stillness, may I walk in forgiveness. May I walk in loving kindness. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace.
Thank you all, thank you. Very good, very enthusiastic, I love it. And now let's review our unity intentions. Please affirm with me unity's founding principle. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good. And now our Unity of Lawrence vision statement. Together, united in divine love and joy, we shall a peaceful and abundant world for all. And now our Unity of Lawrence mission statement. Together, we are a thriving spiritual community, sharing love, building bridges, and inspiring transformation. And now please welcome our special guest music, Jeremy Facknitz.
Thank you. I have to say something real quick. I have to express some gratitude. I played here back in April with my violinist, and I'm from Colorado Springs, and toured the country. And Holly heard one of my songs on my new album called Smiling at the Future, and she said, Jeremy, you should submit that for the Posies. And I thought, no, because I would never win a Posie. Why would I do that? But I've learned to listen to the universe, especially when it speaks through Holly. You should all listen to the universe when it speaks through Holly, because now I'm a Posie Award winner, thanks to Unity of Lawrence. Thank you. So I love this community, so thank you so much. I've been alive for 23.6 million minutes. That's a real long trip and I'm not even finished. If we average 40 million, can I assume there are more to come? I've been alive for 23.6 million minutes, each one 60 seconds, but none of them the same. 'Cause I recall the clocks in all my classes, ticking slow as molasses and spinning like a hurricane when I was having fun. But you can't bite off more than 1 minute at a time, and you can't stretch them out to forever. And these millions of minutes are nowhere near sublime if they're merely a unit of measure. Living will only allow the minutes we're living right now. Yes, I've been alive for 23.6 million minutes. I got a brand new watch for my 45th Christmas, so I can keep an eye on how they're passing and maybe catch them before they fly away. But you can't hold a minute, 'cause you can't hold on to time, and you can't stretch them out to forever. And these millions of minutes, they're nowhere near sublime if they're merely a unit of measure. Living will only allow the minute we're living right now is all we need. it's the only thing that's guaranteed. No, you can't hold the minutes 'cause you can't hold on to time, and you can't stretch them out to forever. And these millions of minutes are nowhere near sublime if they're merely a unit of measure. Living will only allow the minutes we're living right now. Thank you.
Reverend Mary Wood retired from full-time ministry in December 2021 after serving in churches in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Mississauga, Ontario. She spent 6 months in Kansas City and 6 months in Ontario, Canada. She is active in prison ministry and the World Stuttering Network. Welcome once again, Reverend Mary.
Thank you. Good morning. Stay. Sure is good to be here. Always good to be here. Hey. Well, the patience and the altitude of our attitude, this lesson is for me like most lessons are, I thought this morning. My mother always used to say to me, God bless her soul, patience is a virtue, possess it if you can. I still remember that. But patience is more than a virtue. A little story. A martial arts student went to his master teacher and said earnestly, I am devoted to learning your art form. How long will it take for me to obtain the highest degree in a black belt? The teacher replied, 10 years. And impatiently the student answered, but I want to master it faster than that. I'll work very hard. I'll practice long hours every day, 10 or more hours a day if I have to. How long will it take then? The teacher thought for a moment and then said, in that case, it will take 20 years. And this is what Charles Fillmore, one of the co-founders, said about patience in revealing word. It's an attitude of mind characterized by poise, by inner calmness and quiet endurance, especially in the face of trying conditions. Charles Roth, a Unity minister, writes in his book, A New Way of Thinking, patience is a sign of maturity. I thought, gosh darn that. Emotional and spiritual. And sometimes our actions aren't much different than a 2-year-old who can have her ice cream. And I can relate to that too. You see, the process of learning something or moving our life in a different direction requires time, discipline, and most importantly, patience. When Dennis Merritt Jones, the author of The Art of Uncertainty, when he was 27, he discovered New Thought pioneers such as Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, Ernest Hopkins from The Science of Mind, Emma Curtis Hopkins. He couldn't wait to apply them all the first week that he began his studies. And he came to understand that you can't put 5 gallons of wisdom into a 1-gallon container. but it takes time and it takes patience to create a larger container, which is our consciousness or our belief system. And it still requires you and I to come to the edge of uncertainty, being aware of old beliefs and ideas and letting them go. That takes more than a week, too. The mystery of me is still yet to be. I love that. The mystery of me is still yet to be. Moving from where we have been to where we want to be can be difficult if we seek instant gratification, if we want it next week. Because our consciousness has been created over many years by embracing certain beliefs about ourselves and about the world. Slow and steady wins the race. It's a little story about this. Albert Cliff Young was an Australian potato farmer and an athlete, and best noted for his unexpected ultra-marathon win when he was 61 years of age. Cliff trained for the race by running in rubber boots on his property. Never heard of that before. In 1983, he won the first Sydney to Melbourne marathon of 544 miles. He ran at a slow, loping pace, trailed the leaders for most of the course. But by denying himself sleep and running while the others slept, he slowly gained on them and eventually won by a large margin. Slow and steady wins the race. And patience makes this path that we're on more enjoyable and rewarding. But so often it's, dear God, give me patience and give me patience right now. This is one of my lessons. We always teach what I need to learn, because the lack of patience deals with much of what we have come into this incarnation to learn to transcend. A need to control everyone and everything. Is there anywhere in your life that you want to control someone, a situation? Because impatience triggers our attachment to the belief that a clock runs our life. So how much of my day and your day are spent looking at the clock, thinking how much time is left in the day? Impatience brings judgment and intolerance of other people's behaviors and attitudes as well as our own. Impatience is the unformed energy of fear looking for a target. It begins with the belief that triggers a thought, then that stimulates an emotion, then that erupts as words, that justifies behavior that, like a heat-seeking missile, finds a suitable target upon which to project itself. Sometimes, anyway. Patience is something that you admire in the driver behind you and you scorn in the one that's in front of you. Traffic is one of my lessons. And the target can be another person who is not performing up to our expectations. Anybody in mind with this? An inanimate object such as a traffic light that seems to be stuck on red. I thought when I was reading this over this morning, in another life I worked at the Conservation Authority, and my boss, Joan, she was always 15 minutes late. And no matter how much I knew that, was I patient while waiting for her again? I should have had this lesson then. And this list can be quite lengthy. But it is you and I who are the real recipients of the negative effects of our impatience. Why? Because we suffer from the stress, and actually from the toxins that get dumped into our body from this. Worse yet are the times that we become the target of our own impatience. Our bodies don't work as efficiently as we want them to. We beat ourselves up. Or we simply say, well, I'm just having a bad hair day. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. Like any plant, the Chinese bamboo tree requires nurturing. Water, fertile soil, sunshine. And in its first year, we see no visible signs of activity. In the second year, again, there is no growth above the soil. And the third, the fourth year, there is still nothing. What is going on? But finally, in the fifth year, behold, a miracle. The Chinese bamboo tree grows 80 feet in just 6 weeks. And with patience, we can ripen naturally, learning to pace ourselves and understanding that growth of any kind needs a cycle of the seasons. And sometimes those seasons are light, and sometimes they're even dark. The wisdom of uncertainty works by encouraging us to slow down. Isn't there a song about that? You're moving too fast. Move mindfully, that requires patience. And with enough patience, we learn to trust that we live in a universe that holds unlimited potential for us and is guiding us to that potential 24/7. And the only way we can receive that moment and listen to intelligence, let's try that again, Mary. The only way we can receive that guidance is to open ourselves to it by being present in this very moment and listening to an infinite intelligence. The same intelligence that gives birth to new stars, planets, galaxies, babies, and roses. And perhaps the most patient woman in the Bible is Mary, which is the mother of Jesus. From the day the angel Gabriel told her that she would be the mother of God's Son, she was patient, understanding, accepting, and faithful, because she really had no idea of God's plan for Jesus. But she trusted anyway, weathering the ups and downs with grace and with faith and with patience. I was sitting this morning having my breakfast and thinking about this. And I realized this morning that patience allows me to live in the present moment. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, not next week. Patience allows me to accept what is right here and right now. Patience allows me to step away from the shoulds in my life, which is a real lesson that I work on. Because I don't know about you, but I've noticed how many shoulds there are in my life. I should, they should, we should. We should have a T-shirt about that. Anyway. And as we are consciously present in each moment, then life invites us to learn something new. Then we step out of the box of the known, of uncertainty. The old quote, yard by yard, life is hard. Ah, you know the rest, but by the inch, life's a cinch. Patience is far more than a virtue, but it is a way of life. And it's not the speed or it's not the intensity with which we approach our goals, but it's about our commitment to be consistent, to be persistent, to be patient, to be loving, to be kind. And when we do what is ours to do in the moment, right here, right now, then the next moment will always take care of itself. Some days that's hard to accept. But when we put our attention way out here, what am I going to do next week, next year? We stumble and we miss the present moment because the mind and the body are in two different places. In ancient biblical days, people strapped small clay lamps onto their feet at night to light the way. Can you imagine? No hopping into your car and hitting the highway. And these lamps only cast a light a few feet in front of them. They were literally living one step at a time. Psalm 119, verse 105 reads, your word is a lamp unto my feet, a light to my path. And when we live and move with patience, then life is easier with each step because we can see all that needs to be seen. We're not making up in our minds and our imagination what we think might happen tomorrow. And we know that we're moving in the right direction even when we can't see the final destination. I just got something. Many moons ago, I was at Unity in Hamilton and I had been taking SCE courses. I'd had quite a few of them. And anyway, one night my minister, who is Jane Simmons, perhaps people know her, Jane and Gary Simmons. Jane and I went out for dinner one night. And anyway, she'd been after me. She says, you know, I think you're heading for the ministerial path. No, way too old. Way too old for that stuff. And anyway, when we were sitting for dinner, and she looked at me and she pointed at me and she said, and what are you going to do with the rest of your life? And I can't say what I thought. Oh, she got me. Patience is the portal to what is next. Patience is far more than just a virtue. Patience is really the way. Charles Swindoll wrote, I am convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it, and so it is with you. I got time for another little story, sure. I was the minister at the church in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I had a little red Saturn, and on the back was a sticker on my bumper that said respond rather than react. One morning, it was in the fall, I was driving through the parking lot, and they had two gates, at the end of the parking lot that were usually open. And they were that day, but the wind was so strong as I was driving through, the one gate comes smashing through my windshield. Thank heavens I had a coat on. Jumped out of the car, and the first word out of my mouth was not ministerial, let me tell you. And then I looked at the bumper sticker, respond rather than react, and I stood and I laughed and giggled about it. Because when we're a patient, we are in charge of our attitudes. And our attitude is a deciding factor in what is yet to be. It determines not only how you and I see the world, but how the world sees you and I. And our attitude broadcasts an energy that goes before us. It announces our coming on our face, our body language, our actions. And Emerson said, "Who you are speaks so loudly that I can't hear what you're saying." As within, so without. As above, so below. And a healthy attitude about life and ourselves creates healthy relationships and a healthy body. And the good news that even the slightest shift in our attitude can alter the entire course of our lives in such significant ways. You and I are always forecasting our own future. I'm going to say that again for me. I am always forecasting my own future. It has been said that all people are mystics and they fall into two categories. This is silly. You're either a pessimistic or an optimistic. It's a rather silly play on words, but I think you get the point. Because the law of attraction assures that we are predicting our future based upon where we're focusing our attention. And when we have a well-balanced attitude, we know that a whole and happy life is not free of obstacles, but very often comes with an abundance of obstacles. We also know that obstacles can be seen as the perfect stepping stones that lead us to higher grounds. I think you know that I stuttered for 50 years. And there's a chapter in my book that says stuttering is my gift. And it really has been. There is a Taoist story of an old farmer who had worked his crop for many years. Then one day his horse ran away. And upon hearing the news, his neighbor came to visit. "Such bad luck," they said sympathetically. Maybe, the farmer said. Well, the next day the horse returned, bringing with it 3 other wild horses. "How wonderful," the neighbors explained. And the old man replied, "Maybe." The following day, his son tried to ride one of the untamed horses and fell and broke his leg. You know what's coming next. The neighbors came to offer their sympathy on his misfortune, and the farmer answered, "Maybe." The day after, military officials came to the village to draft young men into the army. Seeing that the son's leg was broken, they passed him by. The neighbors congratulated the farmer on how well things turned out. Maybe, said the farmer. So what allows us to live in the mystery and love is the attitude that we choose to bring to life. Jones writes, "As I sat preparing to go into meditation, I gazed out the window of my hotel room on the 28th floor in Las Vegas. Suddenly a man appeared in front of me on a scaffold, began washing the window and happily singing what sounded a lot like 'What a Wonderful World' at the top of his lungs as he listened to his iPod. Well, Jones's reaction was, "Oh, great. I can't meditate with this guy just hanging there singing like the leader of a band, looking right at me as if I was his audience." But then I noticed that the window was so darkly tinted that he couldn't see me at all. He wasn't putting on a show for me. He was genuinely happy doing his job. And that was when I realized that my master teacher for the day had just descended from above and was dangling right in front of me as if sent by God, giving me a personal concert, 28 stories off the ground in 105 desert heat. You see, the altitude of our attitude had been playing out in detail. Love and happiness is not based on what is going on out here, but it's based on what is going on in here, in our minds and in our hearts. And we might have been taught that happiness happens when everything is as it should be, my favorite word. But love and happiness happens to us when we consciously make a choice to make space for it to do so. Because wherever we go, there we are. It's another thing that should be on a t-shirt. Wherever I go, there I am. So I invite you to make room to let love and happiness happen through you, regardless of where you are, who you're with, or what you're doing. Pause to consider that you and I have been given another precious day of life on this planet. And this awareness alone will cause the altitude of our attitude to soar in a heartbeat. And so it is. Amen. Now I believe.
But I haven't gone east. Yeah, I'd be happy to play. I'm from Detroit, so originally, so I go there. I go back there. Yeah. You have a Detroit too. It's called Windsor. Windsor, Ontario. I saw the moon rise over Mount Sopris. It rose so very fast. I couldn't believe how fast it came around. And I remembered that we're on this rock. It spins us very fast. No, you wouldn't believe how fast it's spinning around. And I'm gonna make you a love so big you won't notice it at all. We're all a part of a love so big we don't notice it at all. Oh, the big things go unnoticed, 'cause we are so very small. Feel the energy inside you. Well, the same thing made the sun, and it hung the star you wished upon tonight. So please remember that you're everything, and everything is one. Yeah, you are the the star you wished upon tonight. We're all a part of a love so big we don't notice it at all. I'm gonna make you a love so big we don't notice it at all. All the big things go unnoticed, 'cause you are so very small. Yeah, but you won't stay that way, because you're growing up and you're changing every day. And I hope I can keep up. Well, I'll be okay if I just practice what I preach. I'm gonna make you a love so big you won't notice it at all. Yes, I said that we're all a part of a love so big we don't notice it at all. Well, the big things go unnoticed, 'cause we are so very small. Yeah, but we won't stay that way, 'cause we're showing up and changing every day. La da 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 da. Thank you.
And now I invite you to close your eyes if this feels comfortable for you. And to open your hearts and your minds to the one presence and to the one power that is God. And so it is with great gratitude this morning that we come together each and every week, where we listen to words and we listen to the music that opens our hearts and our minds. Words not only from this platform, but from words that we each share with each other. In great gratitude that we have a place where we can come, worship together, learn together, love together, laugh together. And then as we leave this place and we go out into the world, then we have an opportunity to share, to be who we are. That we are whole and perfect children of God. And yet sometimes we slip away from this place. And let us always know that there is the love and the patience that we have with ourselves. And as we come to realize that, then we know that all is well in this world, in our world. And so today, too, I would ask that we hold all the people in Hawaii that have been affected. And I was thinking what patience they are having in order to move forward out of where they are right here and right now. And so we hold them in our hearts and our minds today, and we send them love. And so with this awareness of love, let us spend a few moments in the silence, in the truth of who you and I truly are. That we have been created in the image and in the likeness of God. In the silence. And so we also hold in our hearts and our minds any other people that you have on your prayer list. We hold for them the truth. That they are truly the presence of God. And so as His truth takes us out into the world, and lets us know once again who we are. With great gratitude in our hearts, we say, thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. Whoops, oh no, they turned me back on. They thought I was finished. This is my last Sunday here. I'm heading back to Canada on Friday, October the 13th. And so I just want to say what a joy it has been to share and to spend some time with you during my time here. As I said, I'm 86 years old. I think I'll be here because I drive here, but who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. But I'm hoping to be here next year again for 6 months. And I hope to see you then. So anyway, thank you and God bless you. I love it here. Thank you.
So here's the weird song that won a Posse that I never thought would win a Posse. It's called Smile at the Future. Happy sounds from caps and gowns on graduation day. I did my best when local press said, hey man, look this way. Why they chose my awkward pose, I'll never have a clue. But soon my my grin and pimpled chin was small town front page news, as if I paid my dues. Turn the dial back before all these miles piled up on me. I was the future, smiling at the future. I like it what I see. Whoa, my Lord, how time flew forward and left me in its dust. A much wiser man whose eyes have yet to readjust. My reflection lacks affection, patience, love, and grace. Say, where's my human Alfred E. Newman? What to me for a face? Well, I swear it's here someplace. All my glories buried beneath old story and bound by tragedy. La 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 la, I was the future, smiling at the future. Was I so naive? There is no gain without the fight. There is no day without the night. Life is cool, many dreams have come true, and the dreams that fell through were but a dream. Turn the dial back before all these miles piled up on me. Na 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 na, I was the future, smiling at the future, liking what I see. Oh, there's my glory, it's buried beneath the story, bound by tragedy. La 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 la, I'm still the future, smiling at the future, liking what I see. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, thank you, thank you. That was so wonderful. As our ushers come forward for our time of thanks, I invite you to join me as we hold our gifts to this community in our hands and love in our hearts. Let's affirm together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and so it is. As the love offering is collected, let's join Holly in singing Everything That I Am.
Ready to be who I came here to be. I'm ready to be everything that I am, everything that I am. I'm I'm ready to be who I came here to be. I'm ready to be everything that I am, everything that I am. I am the 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 I am.
Here, very good. Here is our prayer of thanks. Please listen. We are grateful and we bless the flow of good that supports our unity community. We bless the givers who give their time, talent, and treasure. We stand in the knowing that the flow of good goes forth only to return again and again, and so it is. Amen. A special welcome to our guests today. Thank you for joining us. If you'd like more information, please pick up a welcome packet in the foyer. Second Sunday potluck is today. See you all downstairs. All are welcome. And now please welcome Sharon Dwyer and our new members to the stage. Come on, new members.
Yes, these 9 people completed. Hey, isn't that great? All right, these 9 people completed the new member class and made a decision to become official members of this community. And we certainly want to welcome them. We have gifts for them. My list is in alphabetical order, and I didn't ask them to stand up alphabetically and line up, so we'll manage though. So I'm going to announce each of their names, and Kathy or John or Colleen is going to give them a gift without falling off the stage. That's why I'm back here. All right. Claire DeVolder. Yes, I'm starting over here from my view. All right. Jared Lyles. Yes. Jan Freitag. Sarah Huss. Amy Lyersoff. Nancy Lyersoff. Okay. Okay. Robert Miller. And Kay Ediger. All right? Oh my gosh. Bethany. I got all mixed up there. Bethany Freeman. Yes. Okay. So we want to bless these folks. Did everyone get their beautiful gift? All right. We bless these folks. I'll stand from back here, but you can all stand and bless them from up front. All right? New members, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the divinity in you. Yes. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Yes, I'm doing it. Patience, patience. This is what each new member got, and this is for us to hang here in the sanctuary to honor our new members. Thank you. And now please welcome Sharon Miller to the stage. Let's try that again. Cheryl Miller to the stage.
So if you liked our musician today, we love you. Come to the concert at my place. It's in Overbrook, which is 30 minutes from Walmart. We're going to have people meet here in the parking lot. Don't be late because it takes 35, 40 minutes to go from here. So meet at 3 o'clock in the parking lot if you want to carpool. And if you want to drive yourself, there's parking in the front, on the streets, and in the back alley if you know my place. It's at 401, it's a little bit described in the September bulletin, but it's 401 Oak Street in Overbrook. GPS will get there if you're going by yourself. And then I'm going to give you a little tour afterwards. It's an outdoor concert. I have all the chairs that we need, but bring your own if it's more comfortable than mine. I'm making endless popcorn, and I already made some brownies that are not that great, but. And then I have all the cold water you can drink. It's going to be amazing. We have a stage for Jeremy, and isn't he just something? Woo! So do come. I'll be downstairs at the potluck if you have any questions.
Thank you, Cheryl. The Love Karen store is open today from noon to 3 p.m. All donations benefit Unity of Lawrence in Karen's name. The store will officially close after today. Come on in and check it out. The 30th Annual Unity World Day of Prayers opening ceremony is online this Wednesday, September 13th at 7 p.m. All the 2023 World Day of Prayer events are available on Zoom. Registration is free at unity.org. Remember, open meditation meets on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. The book study, Discover the Power Within You by Eric Butterworth, continues this Thursday, September 14th. Join Sharon Dwyer from 6 to 7:30 p.m. as she leads the study of this insightful book. Sign up is in the foyer and the book is available online. Suggested love offering is $10 per session. Joy Zimmerman will be having an album launch concert this Friday, September 15th. Doors open at 6:30 p.m., concert at 7 p.m. Cost is $15 or love offering. All are welcome. Join Susan Giesman for her workshop, Making the Connection, Learning to Attune to Higher Consciousness, on Sunday, September 24th from 1 to 3 p.m. Cost is $35. Check out our website, unityoflawrence.org, for more information and to register. It's going to be an awesome workshop. We invite you to join us next Sunday when Reverend Jen Dickey brings us the message, What's Growing On? Special music with Stephanie Bland. And now it's time to stand as you're able and sing the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as Creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in